Good afternoon, everyone. This is Malu Gonzalez in the system office. I see that we have a quorum, so with that, I'll turn the call over to Chair Long to begin the meeting.
Thank you, Malu, and good afternoon, everyone. This is Regent Tom Long, and welcome to the Telephonic Finance and Audit Committee meeting for Tuesday, July 29th, 2025. For the record, the time is 2 p.m. Central Time. This meeting has been duly posted with the Secretary of State as required by open meeting laws. Please note the audio of this meeting is being broadcast live. Before we take a roll call, I'd like to remind everyone to please mute their phones unless you need to speak. Malu, let's begin the roll call.
Thank you, Chair Long. I see you're present. Regent Lee?
Present.
Thank you. Regent Austin?
Present.
Thank you. Regent Flores?
Present.
Thank you. Do we have any other regents on the call? Thank you. Moving to our system staff, Chancellor McCall.
Here.
Daniel Harper.
I'm here.
Carol Fox.
Here.
Sean Cunningham.
Here.
John Hayek.
Here.
Mike Winmute.
Here.
Nelly Herrera.
Here.
Ashley Spicer Reynolds.
Here.
Kelly Winmute.
Here.
Johanna Sheffield.
Here.
Ramona Strickland.
Here.
Did I miss anyone? Great, thank you. Moving to our institutions and beginning with Lamar University.
Amy Taylor.
Mary Wicklin.
Spencer Sales.
Jason Baldwin.
Kenny Rodriguez.
And that's all for Lamar University.
Thank you. Sam Houston.
Elisa White.
And Amanda Withers.
Thank you. Sol Ross.
Carlos Hernandez, and I'm the only person on the call for Sol Ross.
Thank you. Texas State.
Kelly Dampus, Eric Algo, Lisa Lloyd.
Thank you. LIT.
Sid Valentine and Jamie Oates.
Thanks. Lamar State College Orange.
Wendy Elmore, Leanna Odom.
Thank you. Lamar State College Port Arthur.
Betty Renard and Shelley Coward.
Thank you. That concludes roll call. I'll go ahead and turn it to you, Chair Long.
And thank you, Malu. Daniel, Carol, and I had an opportunity to review the agenda prior to this meeting. So at this time, I'll turn the meeting over to Daniel, who will go through the Finance and Audit Committee agenda items.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The first item is the consolidated operating budget for fiscal 2026, which starts September 1st. So this item requests approval of the consolidated 2026 operating budget. The submission before you includes the narrative summary, the consolidated numerical tables, and then detailed tables that are broken out by state funds, designated funds, and auxiliary funds. And we're also required to include a supplemental schedule for athletics, the students, and the student services fee. The consolidated budget is $2.1 billion in revenue. That's a 12% increase from the adopted budget last year. If you look on page 109 for a high-level summary, we have, again, $2.1 billion of estimated revenue, $1.7 billion of estimated expenses. We have almost $400 million of net transfers. That's predominantly related to debt service and for our higher education construction funds. And then we have a slight targeted use of fund balance of right around $24 million. When you look at our revenue by sources, tuition and fees makes up $900 million of that, so almost half, right under half, and it's up 4%. You'll recall that the Board of Regents has maintained the tuition rate for the universities flat for the last 3 fiscal years. And for the state colleges, I believe we're pushing almost 6 fiscal years. Next is state appropriations. It's at $800 million. This is up 30% from last year, as this is the first year of the state's biennial budget. So you'll see that the increase and the successes from last legislative session are reflected in this budget. And then the last major category is sales and services. It's $220 million. And this is residence halls and dining rates. When you look at expenses, around 50% of all expenses, that's 800 million, go directly into the classroom through academic and instructional support. One thing I will note on these tables is since it is an operating budget, it does not include tuition exemptions or federal financial aid that's received. That number pushes almost $500 million. I'd also note that research is up 60%, it's $50 million increase, and that is due to the anticipation of the full share of the Texas University Fund for Texas State. Then lastly, I'll note that 60% of our funds, so right at $1 billion, are for payroll and for benefits. Unless there's questions on the high-level talking points, we'll now ask each institution to go through and provide some targeted comments on their operating budget. And with that, I'll ask that we begin with Lamar University.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor Harper. Chancellor McCall and Honorable Regents, before we begin, I want to express my sincere appreciation to the Texas State University system and the Texas legislature for their unwavering support of Lamar University and the Southeast Texas region. This support has been instrumental in growing our enrollment, strengthening our financial position, and providing for a stable and sustainable future for our institution and those we serve. We are pleased to present and recommend for your approval the annual operating budget for Lamar University for the fiscal year ending August 31st, 2026. The proposed $350 million operating budget comprises all funding sources and was developed based on conservative forecasts of enrollment, revenue, and expenditures. Lamar University continues to make significant strides across 4 key measures: access and enrollment, student success, excellence, and affordability. Last year, Lamar University experienced a 1.6 increase in headcount and a 3.3% rise in total semester credit hour production. Over the past 5 years, enrollment has grown by 15%. Notably, last year marked a 12% increase in transfer student headcount and a record high in degrees and certificates awarded. These gains are the result of ongoing efforts to strengthen partnerships with 2-year colleges and the expansion of co-enrollment programs. These outcomes reflect the effectiveness of our strategic enrollment management efforts. Looking ahead, this budget anticipates continued growth with the projected 1.5 increase in overall headcount as Lamar University moves towards its goal of enrolling 18,000 students. Lamar University has made and will continue to make strategic investments in both infrastructure and personnel. Over the past 3 years, the university has significantly strengthened its reserve fund balances for long-term financial health. This budget includes a 3% merit pool to support faculty and staff compensation. Lamar University is committed to enhancing its understanding of institutional operations with a focus on financial resiliency, enrollment, and student success through strengthening data governance and integrity efforts. Plans are underway to propose a new College of Nursing and Health Professions, which would expand critical allied health science programs and better showcase existing health-related offerings. Additionally, Lamar University remains dedicated to advancing its athletic program, striving for continued success, and securing conference titles across its leading sports. Lamar University remains committed to advancing its mission through the continued pursuit of strategic initiatives. I'm proud to say that Lamar University is in sound physical condition, and we have adequate resources to maintain our commitment to drive enrollment growth, enhance student success, and elevate our research. These efforts will be guided by a keen awareness of emerging trends in higher education and a deep commitment to meeting the evolving needs of Southeast Texas and the broader state of Texas. Thank you, and I'll be glad to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Dr. Taylor. If there's no questions, we move on to Sam Houston State University, which will include the College of Medicine as well.
I'll ask our CFO, Amanda Withers, to give our report.
Thank you. Sam Houston State University respectfully submits our fiscal year 2026 annual operating budget at $516 million, which is inclusive of our College of Osteopathic Medicine. This balanced budget reflects our ongoing commitment to fiscal discipline, operational excellence, and a focus on student success and academic quality. We are deeply grateful for the continued support of the Board of Regents as well as the Texas Legislature. Through this investment that the Texas Legislature made this year, combined with our conservative budgeting practices, Sam Houston remains not only financially stable, but able to strategically invest in initiatives that allow us to support our students and enhance the Texas workforce, even as we navigate a challenging environment in higher education. While enrollment has seen some variability in recent years, we are seeing renewed momentum, and our fall 25 outlook is positive, and we are continuing to push into this area and focus those efforts. A couple of items I'd like to call your attention to are the $42.3 million increase in appropriated funding for fiscal year 26. The key components of that include the support for the SHSU College of Osteopathic Medicine, the Forensic Training Center, and the support for our new Polytech College. Other items of note is our auxiliary revenue is projected to grow by $4.7 million, largely driven by housing and dining operations. We are also reallocating our designated funds to ensure that we are using them as effectively as possible to make an impact. Importantly, this budget supports several high-impact initiatives, such as expanding our health science programs through our PA and PT programs, continuing the growth of the College of Osteopathic Medicine, making strategic compensation adjustments to retain top talent, and advancing student success through targeted engagement and support. All of these are areas where we believe we can make a meaningful difference quickly for our students and for Texas. We're focused on not only sustaining operations, but on moving the institution forward in smart and deliberate ways. We believe that while this is a responsible budget, it is also practical and flexible, built to handle uncertainty and still deliver results. We respectfully request your approval, and I'd welcome any questions you may have.
Thank you, Amanda. If there's no questions, next we have Sul Ross State University, which includes the Rio Grande College budget as well.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor Harper. The following initiatives and highlights are included in the proposed fiscal year 2026 operating budget of $68.4 million for Sul Ross State University and Sul Ross State University International. The budgets reflect the conservative approach to revenues for all campuses and are based on previous year's enrollment. We have included increases in state formula funding, exceptional items, higher education fund, and staff benefits as reflected in the General Appropriations Act. We anticipate continued enrollment growth across all campuses as we add programs in health sciences and business. Downward expansion authority, which was approved for Sul Ross State University International, will drive additional growth in freshman and sophomore level courses, and dual credit is also expected to grow. Efficiencies are being realized as we move into shared services with Lamar University for information technology and with the state colleges for administrative support. Shared services will allow us to access highly qualified and experienced staff at a shared lower cost for all participants. Additional shared business services will be implemented in this budgetary year, yielding increased efficiencies and effectiveness. Sul Ross faculty and staff are critical to our shared vision. We are in our second year of a 3-year plan to adjust faculty salaries to a more appropriate market level. We are also in the second year of a 3-year plan to bring our lowest level staff employees from $9.63 an hour to $15 per hour. Merit increases of 3% are budgeted for faculty and staff who are not included in the aforementioned 3-year plans. Sul Ross State University received a 45.5% increase in general revenue for Alpine and a almost 32% increase in Sul Ross International to support university operations. Dual credit, undergraduate and graduate enrollment, and technical corrections to our course inventory contributed to a 17.3% increase in formula funding. We're in active negotiations with additional school districts, and faculty and staff are being hired to support continued growth in dual credit instruction. Sul Ross is grateful to the state legislature and state leadership for the significant increases in state support and the opportunities to provide for the students, faculty, and staff in the communities that we serve. Special thanks to Chancellor McCall and the entire Texas State University System team for their tireless efforts to ensure these funding outcomes. We will continue to work to improve university efficiencies and effectiveness with a focus on instructional expansion, enrollment growth, and a seamless student experience that will advance recruitment and retention. We appreciate the continued support of the Board of Regents and the Texas State University system as we continue our journey and invite more to a Sul Ross experience that is certainly far from ordinary. Thank you, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Dr. Hernandez. Without questions, we'll move on to Texas State University.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor Harper. Regents, thank you for this opportunity to share about the FY26 Texas State University budget, which reflects an approximate 11% increase over the previous year, marking a significant milestone. Our total annual budget, which in addition to grants and gifts, for the first time will surpass $1 billion, $1 billion with a B. I'd like to highlight 4 areas that deserve special attention in this year's budget. The first is the Texas University Fund, which Vice Chancellor Harper mentioned earlier. As you may recall, Texas State University was eligible for a half share of the TUF following its creation in the 2023 legislative session. In the 2 years since, we have significantly increased our research productivity, being the criteria for a full share. The only way to get a full share was for the legislature to add to the corpus of the Texas University Fund, which they did. And that is in thanks to in no small part to the hard work of Chancellor McCall and the TSUS staff, which tirelessly advocated on behalf of Texas State University to get a full share. The legislature acted to fully fund the TUF endowment, making this milestone possible. We anticipate receiving an additional $30 million in TUF distributions this year. In addition, the legislature provided a critical increase in formula funding, and they also provided an additional $2 million in allocation for the Student Success Initiative, which allows us to help prepare our students for life after Texas State. Second, I'd like to talk about the expansion of our academic reach and program offerings. We're trying to get a 4-year college degree from Texas State into the hands of students, not just in San Marcos and in Round Rock, but across the state of Texas and around the world. We are offering at least 30 new fully online degree programs this coming year, including 3 online doctoral programs in business administration, construction management, and engineering management. We're also continuing to grow our strategic partnerships with regional community colleges, international collaborators, and expanding access to a Texas State degree and preparing students for success in an increasingly globalized world. The budget also provides the necessary funding for 5 new face-to-face doctoral programs in civil engineering, mechanical and manufacturing engineering, electrical engineering, mathematics, and integrated molecular biophysical chemistry. These degree programs will serve the workforce needs of the state of Texas, while also helping us drive our run to R1 status. The budget also includes an $11 million increase in our merit scholarship program to help us continue to attract the most talented and driven students. Speaking of attracting talented and driven students to Texas State, enrollment growth and housing expansion is another part of our budget that is very vital. For this coming fall, we had 60,000 applications for students who want to attend Texas State University. That's resulting right now in a projected 10% growth in number of students attending Texas State and a 10% growth in the number of student credit hours that are being generated by these students as well. In addition, we will be opening Castro Residence Hall, which will add 1,000 new beds in San Marcos, increasing our march towards having 12,000 beds available for our on-campus housing by maybe 18 months or so from now, 2 years from now. This investment helps us recruit students, retain them, and provide a great experience for them while they're on campus. The budget conservatively estimates $7.6 million in new housing revenue. By the way, while we're anticipating an additional 10% enrollment growth this year, our budget is based on flat enrollment for this year. Finally, I'd like to talk about athletics. As you know, we're anticipating a move into the Pac-12 next year. So this year, we're preparing for that by adding $5 million in funding for athletics, prepare for that move. We believe that this move will elevate Texas State's national profile, not just in athletics, but also in all areas as well. Looking ahead, Texas State's future is bright and purposeful. This proposed budget empowers us to continue delivering a transformational educational experience, advanced research and innovation, and serving the public good across Texas and beyond. Our progress is a testament to the dedication of our faculty, staff, and leadership, but especially to the vision of our Board of Regents, our Chancellor, and the TSUS staff that make this all possible. Thank you for your support. I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
Thanks, sir. There's no questions. We move on to Lamar Institute of Technology.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor Harper, and thank you, Mr. Chair. As we reflect upon the current fiscal year with summer projections remaining in progress, our enrollment trends have continued to show an increase in headcount with an increase in contact hours. For estimating revenue for the next fiscal year, we utilize fiscal year 2025 actual revenue as a conservative approach. As a result, the budget remains flat for designated funds for fiscal year 2026, with a few deviations from this approach attributing to increases. Our state appropriations have increased for 2026-2027 biennium due to the generous support from our Texas legislature. These increases include funding for new positions as we start up additional technology programs, as well as some growth in existing programs. LIT has worked to reach students in our area to offer educational opportunities that are life-changing to an individual and their family. These positive trends represent meaningful contributions to a diverse community in our region. LIT and its community look forward to the next year with anticipation. Due to the outstanding efforts of the Texas State University system and our Texas legislature, LIT's general revenue appropriation saw a significant increase, as did our higher education fund allocation. This increase supported all state allowable salary requirements, including benefits, new positions, and program requests. LIT has set aside funds to support the development of new programs. Our increased HEAF will be used for much-needed renovations of our facilities, for existing programs and the addition of new programs, along with the addition of a campus-wide security system. Designated funds are allocated to provide additional academic support with the funds received from our program fees, designated tuition, and institutional service fees. In addition, those areas that support academics, such as marketing, student success, and facilities, are funded by designated funds. The support from our Texas legislature and the Texas State University system has given LIT a tremendous opportunity to serve the community with reduced tuition and fees in order to attain an affordable education to improve their standard of living. Our institution will remain fiscally responsible in its spending, and LIT remains committed to providing an excellent education to our students and being a quality place to work for our faculty and staff. Thank you, and I'll gladly answer any questions.
Thank you, sir. Well, with no questions, we'll move on to Lamar State College Orange.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor Harper, Chair Long. On behalf of Lamar State College Orange, I am extremely grateful for your unwavering support as well as that of the Texas legislature. And as such, I make the following declarations in conjunction with the submission of the Lamar State College Orange budget for this fiscal year. Enrollment for fiscal year 2025 increased overall from fall 2024 through summer 2025. Accordingly, we used the fiscal year 2025 actual revenue recorded to date as the basis for predicting the conservative revenue we expect to earn in fiscal year 2026. In fiscal year 2026, the budget has been increased when compared to that of fiscal year 2025 for most departments, some of which include information technology, physical plant, utilities for our growing campus, budget for new programs, and increased budget for growth in established programs. The campus's main emphasis remains in increasing our enrollment and maintaining the lower affordable tuition fees and book rates we offer to our students. Due to the support of the 89th legislature and system office leadership, along with the diligent efforts of our faculty and staff, we are reflecting an increase in state support. This has provided an opportunity for state funds to be budgeted for most departments on campus, providing a 3% salary pool and creating several new positions to begin the new programs. State funds have also been budgeted to include increases in information technology, including most software and maintenance. With a substantial increase in our higher education fund allocation due to the inflationary factors of construction and general costs, we have been able to award budget to all instructional and workforce programs that have been requested in needed equipment to further expand these programs. HEAP is budgeted for capital equipment, deferred maintenance, elevator repairs, roof repairs, and HVAC repairs. We've continued to fund additional operating expenses with state funds that were previously funded with tuition or fees. Furthermore, a $4 million budget to repair the facade of Lamar State College Orange Student Center was approved, which is being funded by Student Center, Student Service, and designated tuition fund balances. Most other budgets within the auxiliary fund type remain flat. With the ongoing support from our Texas legislature, the Texas State University system, and the support from our Southeast Texas community, the college is able to expand by creating and offering new programs with advanced technology, updating current technology in existing classrooms, adding new positions in areas that are needed, and updating or refurbishing our existing properties. The college is continuing to increase instructional sites to other areas around Texas and is in creating an inviting location for our current and future students to grow and earn a certificate or a degree. LSCO remains in sound fiscal condition, and we have adequate resources to maintain our commitment to quality instruction and support services. We continue to have adequate financial reserves to manage any unanticipated contingencies. Thank you for your continued support of Lamar State College Orange, where our focus remains fixed on providing opportunities intended to advance the future of our students, our employees, our community, our system, and our great state. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. Next, we have Lamar State College, Port Arthur.
Good afternoon. I am pleased to present the operating budget for Lamar State College, Port Arthur. As FY25 comes to a close, Lamar State College, Port Arthur has seen significant growth in student enrollment, primarily driven through the increased enrollment in dual credit. That has resulted in a notable uptick in semester credit hours, which of course impacts the revenue that we generate. With this momentum, Lamar State College, Port Arthur looks ahead to FY26 with a strong sense of optimism and purpose. I'm pleased to report that total revenues related to education and general funds, which are primarily state appropriations for bill pattern revenue and employee benefits, increased significantly from FY25 to FY26. That higher contact hour funding rate has allowed us to reallocate qualifying designated expenditures to E&G and also to fund new programs. It has also allowed to fund a 3% merit pool increase for faculty and staff. Our HEAF allocations has also experienced a substantial increase. That has allowed us to budget to address deferred maintenance in the amount of approximately $3 million and also reserve an additional $3 million reserved for future maintenance and emergency expenditures. In our designated fund area, the total budgeted revenues from designated funds are projected to increase by about 1%. Some of that fund was budgeted for the acquisition of Seahawk Landing and its associated operational costs. And the total fund balance transfer for that projection is approximately $1 million. In terms of auxiliary funds, our revenues remain consistent from FY25 to 26. And our current fiscal condition, I can say that FY26 budget is balanced and fully addresses the operational and strategic needs of the campus. And of course, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Dr. Renard. The last presentation will be on the system administration budget. It will be quick. The FY26 operating budget for system administration is budgeted at $16.5 million. That is up 5% compared to last year. I'll note for relative size, the system office budget is around 0.75% of the total budget that the Regents will consider today. And at this requested funding level, it will support our strategic efforts that efficiently and effectively support the goals of the Board of Regents, the Chancellor, and the member institutions. And this is done at a staffing level and a budget significantly below that of any other university system in Texas. Mr. Chairman, this concludes the budget presentations. And unless there's questions, we can move on to the next item. And the next item for consideration is the TSUS fiscal year 2026 audit and compliance plan, which Ms. Carol Fox will present on now.
Thank you, Daniel. The draft audit and compliance plan that appears in the board book documents the functional areas the Office of Internal Audit intends to devote resources to during fiscal year 2026. The plan is divided into 3 different categories, which are explained in the plan: statutory activities, risk-based activities, and other activities. Plan would not be possible without the collective, collaborative efforts of the presidents and their management teams, the vice chancellors, and the chancellor. Their valuable insights and input helps ensure we focus our risk-based activities on matters that they consider most important. I would also like to recognize the component audit directors, their teams, and the system compliance officer for their work in developing the plan. And unless there are any questions, that concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Next on the agenda, we have 2 informational items that are presented to the board. The first one is the quarterly investment report, and the second one is the status of the implementation of the audit and compliance recommendations. And those are routine quarterly reports. And then we do have 6 items for the consent agenda. The first item is the Sam Houston State University Polytech tuition and fee structure. At a previous board meeting, the Board of Regents approved the tuition and fee structure for Sam Houston State University Polytech College. Now that the college is eligible for state support, Sam Houston needs to charge statutory tuition. So this item proposes to reduce the designated tuition at Sam Polytech by an equal amount that we need to increase statutory tuition. So no change, just moving between designated and statutory. The next item is for Sul Ross State University. This would authorize the chancellor to purchase land in Maverick County, so Eagle Pass, for the prospective site of an academic building. We have worked with 2 generous donors, and we're considering an alternate option right now. The next item is for Texas State University, and this is the Texas State University Development Foundation bylaws. This brings the bylaws for the Development Foundation in line with the Texas State University System rules and regulations. The next item is for Lamar State College Port Arthur. This is to establish meal plan rates. As Dr. Renard mentioned earlier, Lamar State College Port Arthur successfully acquired Seahawk Landing, and this will allow the residents and other students to have a meal plan at Lamar State College Port Arthur, which will also allow this cost to be eligible for financial aid. Then we have the depository banking agreements. It's a system motion, and this is to renew our banking contracts with Chase, Wells Fargo, and First National, West Texas National, and then the local bank that serves Sam Houston State University. And then the last item is the quasi-endowment report. And this is the quasi-endowment report for the system office, and it reflects the generous contribution from Quanta Services for the Quanta Services quasi-endowment. And Mr. Chairman, unless there's any questions, this will conclude my presentation of the Finance and Audit Committee agenda.
All right. Well, thank you, Daniel. I think at this time, do the committee members agree to move all the items to the full board? And I'll start off here polling each of you. Regent Austin,
Agree.
Regent Lee,
Agreed.
and Regent Flores.
Agreed.
All right, with that, all the items we have approved. Thanks to everyone for calling in today. And unless there's further discussions, this concludes our telephone meeting today. I look forward to seeing everyone next week for the board meeting in Alpine. And for the record, the time is 2:34 p.m. Central Time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Break time. 26 minutes.